Hello? Okay, a guy can hear me. I guess you can hear me too. So, nice to see everyone. Welcome, Om Shanti. I'll say it again. And to our Zoomers out there, welcome to our another insightful Thursday evening conversations. And tonight, we are continuing our Awakening and Enlightenment series for the month of March. And tonight it is the flow of new energy. So I was thinking about new energy. Now, I remember that I was not a particularly good physics student. I did take physics in high school and didn't have to in college, thankfully. I wasn't very good at it. But I do remember that what they call a closed system, and that's in the physical world, the universe, that energy cannot be created or destroyed. That's a natural law. So I was thinking, well, what is new energy? And that being said, energy, even though it can't be in the physical sense created or destroyed, it can be transformed. So I was thinking about the spirituality, that the energy is there as spirit, but can it be transformed? And I think that's what the subject, if I can recall, is going to be tonight. And who else but Sister Anjani to talk about it? And I thought about, well, what is new energy in spirit? It's seeing something maybe with new proverbial eyes, seeing something with the third eye. Do you ever have that aha moment where something hits you, looking at you, and it's always been there, but you see it with new eyes. And sometimes you see what we call miracles, if you will. But you have to be plugged in to see that miracle. That oftentimes there are miracles every day that people just walk by. A smile could be a miracle. And, in my tradition, it's the burning bush. And people walk by that burning bush, but Moses at the time could see the miracle of the burning bush that wasn't consumed. Yet everyone else saw that same bush and went, oh, it's a bush. But he saw the miracle. So that means you have to be plugged in a spiritual sense to see that new energy and that transformation. And I believe that's could be what we're talking about tonight, based on what I had read, that the new idea or experience that the world changes and you see things with new eyes. So you don't have new eyes, but maybe the way you're looking at it is different. And I've had that feeling myself, being with the person, you see them differently and you have a new understanding. And with that becomes a transformative effect on you. And so too, that other that you're with and the experience itself. So tonight I welcome Sister Anjani, who is, as you know, the coordinator, the head coordinator for Global Harmony House. And she has been studying Raj Yoga, as we all are studying, but she's had a little bit of an edge for well over 40 years. So we're going to be able to enjoy her experience, her knowledge, her yoga, if you will. So with that, welcome and in for a treat tonight. Thank you.
Om Shanti and good evening. Did you enjoy watching those videos? How did you feel? Time to go there. It was pulling you, right? So what was pulling you? Buildings and people. Right? Energy. And so when we think of energy, everyone is walking around with our own energy. We all have our own energy. What sort of energy am I moving around with? It's what I'm thinking, right? What I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Because energy is very much connected with our feelings. Now, even if I look at this plant, I look at these beautiful flowers our sister does every week, and anything you look at, it's as though they're speaking to you, they're telling you something. But I think we're too busy in our lives to pause and to appreciate and to feel what's around us, to even feel what's inside of me. We are so busy. We're so caught up in our doing. You know, we have to do this, we have to do that. We have so many things to do. And so what's happening? We're missing the experience of that energy, which I could be receiving. Or the other thing that could be happening is I'm plugged in to the wrong energies. Because if I'm connected to energy which is not fulfilling, energies that is not uplifting, it's not full of, you know, that vibrancy, that enthusiasm, that feeling of to give me something which is uplifting, I'm going to move along also with that sort of energy. So I have to ask myself, what are my own thoughts, feelings that I'm creating within myself? Yes, we are not creating anything new, because what is inside of me, all of us have that which is very, very beautiful in us. But again, as I said, is spending time with ourselves and be able to tap into that which is real, that which is true, that which is natural, that which is original, that which we really want. But we look in life, we see ourselves getting pulled in many, many different directions, whether at work, whether in family life, whether in the news of the world, whether it's all these things that's happening around. It's easy to get pulled in. You meet someone, you're talking to them, happy or unhappy, whatever it is, it's all energy. And we tend to pick these things up, but we pick it up without even knowing sometimes. Do you think we always know that we've picked up something? We have picked up, someone's unhappiness or someone's happiness, or or all the things around us. Do you think you're aware that you have picked it up? No, you're not aware. A lot of it we go through the day, and then we find by the end of the day, we feel our energy either sinking, or you're with someone and you feel, your own energy goes down, or you feel very uplifted. So all these different kind of feelings, we all are aware of them, because we go through our day from morning until night. We're living our lives in this body, and it's a constant flow of energy, which is not visible. But because we are souls, we are energies. We can pick these energies if we only pause for moments and allow ourselves to just move into a quietness within. We will be able to pick up a lot of those energies. But looking at those videos, I just returned last week from these beautiful spaces that we have in Mount Abu. And I would say, everyone, come on, let's go. It is amazingly beautiful. From here, we think that, oh, it's so far away. You have to travel for how many hours? 14 hours, nonstop into Delhi, leaving out the time from here to the airport and immigration. And then you reach Delhi, and there are those who take another flight and move on to another city called Ahmedabad or Udaipur. And so reaching there, and then you take, it's about an hour now, hour and a half flight from Delhi. And then you move on to taking a taxi. And the ride is about 3.5 hours. If you get traffic, it could be a little bit more. But when you think of going to this space and reaching there, you just feel recharged instantly. We come back and we're jet lagged, and you go through those high and lows with your energy of waking up and sleeping and all of these things. But you reach there, and the atmosphere is so charged. It's so beautiful. And then the people you're meeting, they're also full of so much energy and a lot of different activities that's happening there. If you pass by the kitchen area, they have these huge pots. And, there is one of the complex, Shantivan, you'd have seen Abu Road. And that complex has accommodation for about 20,000 people in the many, many facilities. And they have this freestanding building which seats 20,000 people. How they cook for all these people, how they do all these things. It's amazing. It's just amazing. And it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And can you imagine all these people in this huge complex, waking up 4 a.m., studying together. They have their own places where their accommodation. Come into the big hall, study together, have their breakfast. Again, it's study time. Again, it's lunch time. And then break, resting time, and all of that. And then evening, there is different kind of programs and classes and all of that. And there's no chaos. Absolutely no chaos. Everyone is moving around, doing their own what they want to do. And again, some you will find they will go to the classes, and some will find, well, you know what? I prefer to sit in these open spaces where we have, like, shrines for Dadi Janki and Dadi Gulzar, and a few of them who have left the body, Dadi Prakashmani, and it's beautiful open spaces. And you will find, as you have seen in the video, they're seated there on the grass or chairs or whatever the case may be, just enjoying. And then it's dinner time, and the same, and the cycle goes on for the few days that they're there. There might be, I think we might have that number for about 2-3 days. And so this happens down the mountain. And then up the mountain, we have, you would have seen one of the places, it's called Pandav Bhavan. Pandav Bhavan is the place where Brahma Baba used to live. And so that place holds a different energy. It's like a very sacred space. It's, I don't know how to describe it to you, but it's something that your feet touches that land, and you just feel that you're reconnected with that which is original, that which is that vibrations of peace, and also of knowing that this one who lived here, who spent so many years of his life on that land, walked there, lived there, played there, lived with all the children, did so many things, and studied with all the children. And God, as the one who used that body, spoke through that mouth, and did everything with about 350 of children. So what a vibration is on that land. I used to wake up 2 a.m., staying just across the street, and would wake up 2 a.m. just to go to that space we call Baba's room, because that was where Brahma Baba used to be. And you sit there for 2 hours and you feel that's where you just want to be. But you know you have to move on, you have to go to other things, and you have to go for class and all of that. But it's an energy, it's all energy. It's all the vibrations that he left his body since 1969. But his presence is felt so powerfully up till today, that it's one of the most, we have 3 main complexes. Another one is called Gyan Sarovar. And in Gyan Sarovar, we have, it's like more, it was built as a university complex, and more for the people of the foreign lands to go there. And so when those from around the world will go, they will stay there a lot, because the place, the residence of where Brahma Baba used to be, it's less accommodation. And also the facility there is not of an upper level, like it's more middle level than what Gyan Sarovar has or down the mountain. But we don't mind whatever is the facility. You just love being there because of the vibrations, because of the energy. And every campus has its own uniqueness. As I said, Gyan Sarovar has the experience that you go there, and it's more of study. All the classes, all the sessions they have, workshops, whatever it is, a lot of that happen in Gyan Sarovar. You come down to Pandav Bhavan, it's more people find themselves want to meditate more. They want to go more into silence. They want to reflect more. And so that gives a different experience. And then you go to Shantivan, and it's a huge mela. And within the huge mela, which means this huge gathering of so many people, there's still spaces that you can go to and experience the silence and the quietness and the beauty. And so why I picked up that, because I feel every day in our lives, we want something new. When something is not new happening in us, we feel stuck. We feel as though we are not moving forward in life. We go through our days repeating the same thing again and again and again. Wake up in the morning, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to do. So you make a list of what you're going to do. The day is over, you go to sleep. You wake up again, what do? Same thing, right? Same thing. Is that giving us a renewed energy inside? Do we feel renewed? Am I seeing life with this new eye? How do we feel? Do we feel enthusiastic? How do we feel? Ask yourself, ask your heart. How do I feel this moment if I have to reflect back on my whole day? What's happening inside of me? And what's happening inside of me, where did it come from? Who created it? And I'm pausing here because I want you to spend this moment and you're looking at yourself. You're aware of your feelings. You're aware of the energy inside of you. And where did it all come from? So if you're experiencing a life of joy, happiness, and enthusiasm, and freedom, and wonder, great. It means you spent not only today, but you spent quite a bit of time creating that within yourself through your thoughts, through your words, through your actions, through your relationships, your connections, whoever you were with for a while. So you have built that energy. You've accumulated that energy. And so that energy is growing inside of you and is giving you this wonderful experience of the wonder of life. And if I didn't do that, and I allowed myself to absorb all the other energies, where am I? I will feel as though I'm stuck. I will feel as though there is an obstacle in front of me and I can't move. Something is blocking me. Something is locking me and I can't go past. Do we feel like that sometimes? Yes? So we see that we are the ones who are involved in creating that energy or in bringing that energy inside of us. So it's not anyone who is giving me, but it's how I'm spending my own time. Whether with my friends, it could be my own close friends. It could be my own friends. It could be my family. But if I'm not aware, as I said, we're going to have, it's like picking all this stuff up and bring it inside of us. And then when we look at life, we say, oh, well, what's happening to me? I feel so depleted. I feel, and we go through many feelings, right? We know them. But let's take a shift. Let's take a shift of our own thoughts, that wherever I am now, we can take a leap to another level. We can move to a heights that I choose to be, not where circumstances, situations, and people, they're taking me, but where I am choosing to go. And this is one of the things I've returned from India with. We had a retreat. We were about 450, 500 of us. I can't remember the number now. Teachers from around the world. And we met at this retreat, and it had to do with innovation, had to do all with newness. And so when we think of newness, how do we see it? And so again, it was another deep reflection for me. And I was looking at my own self and see, how am I seeing newness? I could be doing the same thing. It could be something that I'm repeating every day that I have to do because it is part of my assignment in my life. But what is it that I'm bringing new to it in my thoughts that creates new feelings? What am I doing? And so I was checking on that to see that, do I like the things the same way? Of course, I have to wake up for 3:30, 3:40 in the morning. No, how can you change that? You're waking up. Well, what is the thought and the feelings that I wake up with every morning? That I can change. How do I study in the morning? What's the feeling? What's the enthusiasm I'm bringing into my life? So I was looking at my own personal life throughout the day. What am I doing? What's my consciousness? What's my feelings? So whether it's something that I'm doing which is old, what's the newness I'm bringing to it? So again, see how all this energy we're generating, where is it stored? In the soul. Then I went to meet some of my seniors. And one of them, tomorrow she will be 100 years old, 100 years young. And we call her Dadi Ratan Mohini. Again, you go in front of someone who is 100 years old, and there is no sign and no feeling this person is old. There's no old age thought, no old age feeling. None of that. What is there? An energy that sits and smiles. She doesn't speak much, but the most beautiful smile she will sit there with and give to everyone. Your world lights up. Your world lights up with just her smile. Did she talk to me? No, she didn't say anything to me. But yet, what I have left that place with was this most beautiful smile and the silence that her being exudes. I can still feel it up till now. So powerful. Then I went to meet one of my other senior brothers. He's 91. And he is so full of life and full of energy. And he's one of the most senior in the organization today for the brothers. And the wisdom he has, he is so wise. You ask him anything under the sun. You can ask him anything above the sun. You can ask him, and he will give you the wisest answer. He has that which is full of wisdom to share with anyone who goes in front of him. Very busy, very active. He was in London a couple of months ago. So they still travel. And then I went to see another elderly one, and he's in his late 80s. His health is very poor. But again, you don't even know their bodies are not well, because what they share with us uplifts us. It's as though you don't need anything physical to support you, because physical things are all around, but it's not what makes us happy when we go there. What makes us happy when we go there, it's this pure vibration, this pure energy from everyone you meet. You might meet, and then I took photos with the maids, those who come and help clean the buildings. And if you see these people, they are so happy. I said, I have to take your pictures because you come in every day in this space. And everyone is so happy. They're beautifully dressed in their beautiful saris, the way they wear it. So beautiful. And they go about very happy and cheerfully doing what they're doing. How much would these people have in their lives to say money buys them happiness? No. Well, what do they have? They're working in a very pure environment. They're meeting so many people. They do their jobs very beautifully. They're being appreciated for what they're doing. And they have a beautiful life, very happy life. And so, again, why I'm going back and forth is here is a space in the world, a space that is human beings are living there. But what it gives to everyone is so profoundly powerful that no one could ever forget what you have taken. So I will encourage everyone, because many of you have been on this Zoom program for a long time. Thursday nights, you've been joining us. And so what I'm sharing is not pretty new for you, but it's a reminder that you have all of this energy in you. You're not going looking anywhere for it, but it is energy that is filled within the soul, and that's what we call spiritual energy. The energy of science will be different, but this is the energy of spirituality. The energy of spirituality transforms anything you want to transform. No matter what the circumstances that's happening in one's life, this pure energy that each soul knowingly or unknowingly have, if they can tap into that energy, connect with that energy, your world changes. Your world changes. Your world will not be the same. But as I was saying, move to that silence inside. It is only when the mind and intellect can become quiet, when I'm not thinking too much, then I can listen to something that is very deep inside. That's when I can connect inside, within the soul, and feel what is natural and what is original. But I need to spend time with myself. How many of you reflect, spend quiet time with yourself? How many of you? Yeah, you do. That you have time just for yourself. You give time to your family. You give time to the body. You give time to work. You give time for friends. All of that is important. But what about me? How many of us take care of me? And if I have not been taking care of the self, giving the self some time to move within and reflect and see what's inside of me as that energy, life can be very, very difficult. And that's when we say life is difficult. Because I'm not giving to myself what I am asking for. The soul is asking for something, but we're too busy. And so think about it. Think about yourself as much as you would want to think about a little baby. I can think about everyone looks after that little baby more than themselves. And so I would say, see yourself and then see yourself with God. Because if I separate myself from God, I will have my energy. But if I take a step further and I go to God, what would God energy feels like? What would God's energy look like into my life? Think about it. Can our energy be compared to God's energy? It can. But when I plugged into Him, I'm connected to him. What am I filling myself and who am I filling myself from? It's a source that is highest and purest and has everything that I need. So where am I receiving it from? Source. We're receiving it from God. So this connection with God is so important. And it's not about connecting with God, but as God as my Father, God as my friend, God as the one I can talk to. In any form of relationship that you may choose, you will experience this being to fill you with what you need. And so that's another form of highest energy that don't miss out in your life. Because it's an energy that you will use for all the difficulties that crosses your path. And we all have difficulties. We all have situations. Well, how do we deal with it? How do we take care of them? Do we react to them? Do we think it should be like this and it should be like that? None of that. Go back to yourself, plug into the source, and see what happens. Okay, maybe I can ask the family who's here and my brothers and sisters also on Zoom who would like to share your own experience of this newness in energy that you're using. How do you see it? How do you feel it? Anyone who would like the microphone in their hand? Should I call names? No? No one wants to share? Who has something new that's happening right now? New thoughts? Nina will share. A new thought, really. Because when you share, you know what's happening? Something new is going to emerge that you haven't seen, you haven't heard, you haven't thought about. You will find how it's emerging. Take the challenge.
So you're referring to a new thought when it comes to energy? Or
Anything,
just
anything. Could be an experience. It could be. See, this is why it is so important, why I'm bringing it up, that we have to spend time, because then you will see it.
okay. This is a fairly new one that came up in the past, probably 4 or 5 days. I've noticed that whatever it is that I think about, it could be very, very minute, or it could be much larger. The minute things that I think about end up happening very, very quickly, and it manifests into reality much, much faster. Something simple like I need to speak with my child's teacher. And then within minutes or within the day, the child's teacher will ping me or message me. So the reason why I'm bringing up this thought is because it goes to show you how powerful our thoughts are, how powerful our energy is, and how much that transmits into the universe.
Right.
So it could be something so small or so big. And that's why we have to cater to all our thoughts and be careful to each one, because we don't know what happens with them if we don't, I guess, trace them or keep an eye on them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like going back to your comment about the baby, or what Sister Shivani always says is this is a crying baby, and you have to constantly console it and bring it back to peace.
Right. Anyone else? Donald and Debbie? Donald and Debbie?
I'm glad you called on, I'm sorry,
Nina.
I'm glad you called on Nina because I have a similar experience, and it's good you called on her. I feel the same way. I have to be very careful, because you once told me, be careful what you wish for, because it goes right into the universe. And I noticed, like you said, faster and faster. So very good. Thank you.
The less clutter there is more, the energy flows. Yes.
My new thought is to see things differently. And then I noticed that I have been reacting differently. And it's been a very positive experience.
Thank you. Great.
I'm having a little problem identifying with this spiritual energy. This past Sunday, I ran the New York City half marathon. And I didn't go there really upbeat because I really wasn't in the best shape. But I was shocked when I finished faster than I expected. And I had this high. Now, is that a spiritual energy?
Something drove you. There is some energy in the soul, because the body can't move by itself. Right? The body is not moving by itself. It's an energy that's moving the body. So somewhere in the being, there was determination. There could have been courage. There could have been enthusiasm. There could have been so many qualities that was there. That, hello, I made it to the end. So yes, that's what it is. But we have to become more aware. See, you were aware before you started the race. Before you started the marathon, you were aware of how you were feeling. Now, I need to be aware at the end of it. Yes, I reached the end. No. Well, what's the experience? What are the qualities somewhere would have driven me? We're always being driven by something, negative or positive. Always. So I need to pause. This is why in our lives, very important, make pauses throughout the day. It's a method for us to stay on track in our lives. So thank you, Donald. That was a lovely experience. So keep pausing, because when I pause, I'm able to see what I would not have seen. I would not have been able to see it. And that's the clutter and declutter that Nina was talking about. Yes.
John, sister. I'd like to share two things.
Yes.
One is related to newness, and the other thing is related to the power of manifestation, which she was talking about. So I'll share an experience that happened last week. So regarding newness, if you remember when I started coming here, I used to tell you that I never feel fresh in the morning, like when I wake up. And it was because of the clutter in my head and, the way I process my thoughts, and I beat myself on it. I think I've become easy on myself, and I think I'm seeing that change where I feel like, okay, I've got the good sleep, I'm feeling fresh. So I'm seeing that difference. And also, I would say the shift has not happened in the way I think about, my thoughts or how I process it. But I think there's a push inside of me that says, calm down, do better. This is a new day. Do not dwell on the things that has happened in the past or yesterday. Just move on and, do better things. So I think I'm seeing that difference in the way I react and respond to people. So I just take a pause before I just vent out my emotions on people, whether I'm writing something on an email or whether I'm speaking in person. I fail. I would say it's a long journey. I do fail, but I'm seeing the difference. So that's the newness. And going back to the manifestation example that she was talking about, or the experience, my experience, and I know that I manifest things very easily. Last week, I was going to bank and I saw a crash on the road, and I was like, if I run into that situation, how would I react? How would I respond? Would I freeze? And I constantly kept on thinking about it. I came out of the bank and I was looking at the police cars, and I was like constantly thinking, okay, how would I react? What would happen? The very next moment, I was just reversing my car, and my car bumped into another car. Nothing really happened, but it was so strong that it just immediately happened in my life as well. Because I was just constantly thinking, what would happen if this happens to me? How would I respond? How would I react? Would I freeze? Would I just, shiver? And it just happened right away.
So how did you respond?
I didn't respond. I think I was quite happy with the way I responded. I mean, I didn't panic. And I just said to the guy who was in the other car, listen, we're in the same boat, we're in the same situation. If you're blaming me, I can also blame you. So, but nothing has happened. Let's move on. Let's just move on. There's a little scratch on the car, but that's how we manifest things, right?
Our thoughts are very, very powerful. So we have to be very careful with the thoughts we create. And, this is why many things happen in our lives which we don't like. And we blame people for it. But it's not people. Yeah, no, what I'm saying is it's not people, but I am creating those thoughts. We're creating a lot of thoughts that they're not happy thoughts. They're not peaceful thoughts. They're not thoughts of giving. They're not thoughts which are uplifting. They're thoughts actually that's sinking us. So I would like to ask my family on Zoom and present here, be very careful with the thoughts you create. Choose them. Choose them. They're yours. Choose the quality of thoughts you want for yourself and you want for others. Choose it. And choose the best. Because only the best will come back to you. What I give will be the return. So give to yourself, you will stay happy. Give to others, and others will be happy, and you will also get a bonus. Okay, the time is up. So let's have a couple of minutes of meditation. Maybe you have any announcements to make? Maybe make it, and then we will have meditation. Yeah, please. Thank you.
So, Om Shanti, I'm going to pause for an announcement. So next week, we continue with our March series of Awakening and Enlightenment. And it is, ascending, I should have known because I do, it's ascending spirituality. So I like the word ascending, right? That we're rising. The fact that you're here and right, Andrew, shaking your head, we are ascending. So we're going to discuss ascending spirituality. We do not say the same. We're always moving, but are we going up? Are we going down? I dare say we are going up. And that will be with Sister Tina. And also next week on Saturday, March 30th, there is for a living in self-respect, staying empowered. It's a women's only workshop with Sister Carmen. And you're shaking your head. If you've done one with Sister Carmen, it's definitely worth the trip. So that's on Saturday, March 30th from 10 to 12 noon in the bookshop. Yes, it's in person, but also I believe it's
no,
also
it's not on
virtual.
Zoom.
It's
only
not.
in
I
person.
thought it's only in person. I thought I saw there was
only in
person, and you have to register.
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, so let's put the announcements aside. And let's put all the other thoughts away. Let's pack them up and just put them away right now. We don't need them. And what I need right now is to become aware that I am energy. I'm the living energy. And as the living energy, I have the capacity to think. All the thoughts that I think throughout the day, they are my thoughts. And so I ask myself, what are the quality of thoughts I created all day today? Were they thoughts that was uplifting? Can I recognize some of the not so uplifting thoughts? So that my tomorrow will be a better day. My tomorrow will be filled with new energy. An energy that has the capacity to transform any situation. Within the soul, there is the energy of wisdom. And the more silent my mind and intellect becomes, I begin to see clearly. What is it that I should be engaged in? And that which I should set myself free from. And so the energy I would like to store within myself would be one of joy, one that serves, the energy that helps to uplift my brothers and sisters around the world. Seeing the world as my world family. It is my duty to spread and share the vibrations of pure feelings and good wishes to all souls of the world, connecting them with God so that they can be relieved of their pain and suffering. Feel how powerful is the energy within you. The pure form of energy that you share with the world. And that also returns back to you. Bring you more peace and joy. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
you all for joining us, and please take Toli and your blessing card. And Zoom family, we'll see you next week.
Om Shanti. Thank you all.